Good morning. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you had a good night's rest. I will be very honest with you this morning. I woke up a little bit on the wrong side of the bed. A little wee bit. A little crabby this morning. Need to get my stuff together. That's why it's a good thing I'm starting with devotions, because it's going to set me on the right path. I have a kink in my back. I slept well, but my back is bothering me. I got like a pulled muscle for something. This is why I cannot spend my entire day in my recliner chilling. That's what I did yesterday, and now I'm paying for it. My back hurts. Oh, Carolyn, the day will be better. I know it will be. I just need to get I'm hungry. I'm hangry. And I'm mad at my utensils this morning. It's a long story. All right, it's time to get my head on straight with the most depressing chapter in the entire Word of God. In a bad mood? Read Job. That'll help. Maybe I should jump ahead to Psalms for the day. Oh my word. All right. Job's sixth speech, a response to Bildad. Job 19, 1 through 29. Then Job spoke again. How long will you torture me? How long will you try to crush me with your words? You have already insulted me 10 times. You should be ashamed of treating me so badly. Even if I have sinned, that is my concern, not yours. You think you're better than I am, using my humiliation as evidence of my sin? But it is God who has ignored me, capturing me in his net. I cry out, help, but no one answers me. I protest, but there is no justice. God has blocked my way so I cannot move. He has plunged my path into darkness. He has stripped me of my honor and removed the crown from my head. He has demolished me on every side. I am finished. He has uprooted my hope like a fallen tree. His fury burns against me. He counts me as an enemy. His troops advance. They build up roads to attack me. They camp all around my tent. My relatives stay far away, and my friends have turned against me. My family is gone, and my close friends have forgotten me. My servants and maids consider me a stranger. I am like a foreigner to them. When I call my servant, he doesn't come. I have to plead with him. My breath is repulsive to my wife. Pull it together, KJ. My breath is repulsive to my... I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I am rejected by my own family. Even young children despise me. When I stand to speak, they turn their backs on me. My close friends detest me. Those I loved have turned against me. I have been reduced to skin and bones. I have escaped death by the skin of my teeth. Have mercy on me, my friends, have mercy, for the hand of God has struck me. Must you also persecute me like God does? Haven't you chewed me up enough? Oh, that my words could be recorded. Oh, that they would be inscribed on a monument, carved with an iron chisel and filled with lead, engraved forever in a rock. But as for me, I know that my Redeemer lives, and he will stand upon the earth at last, after my body has decayed. Yet in my body I will see God. I will see him for myself. Yes, I will see him with my own eyes. I am overwhelmed at the thought. How dare you go on persecuting me, saying, it's his own fault. You should fear punishment yourselves, for your attitude deserves punishment, and then you will know that there is indeed judgment. Zofar's second response to Job, Job 21. Job 21 through 29. Then Zophar the Naamathite replied, I must reply because I am greatly disturbed. I've had to endure your insults, but now my spirit prompts me to reply. Don't you realize that from the beginning of time, ever since people were first placed on the earth, the triumph of the wicked has been short-lived, and the joy of the godless has only been temporary? Though the pride of the godless reaches the heavens, and their heads touch the clouds, yet they will vanish forever, thrown away like their own dung. Those who knew them will ask, where are they? They will fade like a dream and not be found. They will vanish like a vision in the night. Those who once saw them will see them no more. Their families will never see them again. Their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. Though they are young, their bones will lie in dust. They enjoyed the sweet taste of wickedness, letting it melt under their tongue. They savored it, holding it long in their mouths. But suddenly the food in their bellies turned sour, a poisonous venom in their stomach. They will vomit the wealth they swallowed. God won't let them keep it down. They will suck the poison of cobras. The viper will kill them. They will never again enjoy streams of olive oil or rivers of milk and honey. They will give back everything they worked for. Their wealth will bring them no joy. For they for they oppressed the poor and left them destitute. They foreclosed on their homes. They were always greedy and never satisfied. Nothing remains of all things they dreamed about. Nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore their prosperity will not endure. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. May God give them a bellyful of trouble. May God rain down his anger upon them. When they try to escape an iron weapon, a bronze-tipped arrow will pierce them. The arrow is pulled from their back, and the arrow head glistens with blood. The terrors of death are upon them. Their treasures will be thrown into deepest darkness. A wildfire will devour their goods, consuming all they have left. The heavens will reveal their guilt, and the earth will testify against them. A flood will sweep away their house. God's anger will descend on them in torrents. This is the reward that God gives the wicked. It is the inheritance decreed by God. Job's seventh speech, a response to Zofar, Job 21, 1 through 34. Then Job spoke again. Listen closely to what I am saying. That's one consolation you can give me. Bear with me and let me speak. After I have spoken, you may resume mocking me. My complaint is with God, not with people. I have good reason to be so impatient. Look at me and be stunned. Put your hand over your mouth in shock. When I think about what I am saying, I shudder. My body trembles. Why do the wicked prosper, growing old and powerful? They live to see their children grow up and settle down, and they enjoy their grandchildren. Their homes are safe from every fear, and God does not punish them. Their bulls never fail to breed, their cows bear calves and never miscarry. They let their children frisk about like lambs. Their little ones skip and dance. They sing with the tambourine and harp. They celebrate the sound of the flute. They spend their days in prosperity, then go down into the grave in peace. And yet they say to God, go away, we want no part of you or your ways. Who is the Almighty, and why should we obey him? What good will it do us to pray? They think their prosperity is their own doing, but I will have nothing to do with that kind of thinking. Yet the light of the wicked never seems to be extinguished. Do they ever have trouble? Does God distribute sorrow to them in anger? Are they driven before the wind like straw? Are they carried away like the storm? Are they carried away by the storm like chaff? Not at all. Well, you say, at least God will punish their children. But I say, he should punish the ones who sin, so that they understand his judgment. Let them see their destruction with their own eyes. Let them drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty, for they will not care what happens to their family after they are dead. But who can teach a lesson to God, since he judges even the most powerful? One person dies in prosperity, completely comfortable and secure, the picture of good health, vigorous and fit. Another person dies in bitter poverty, never having tasted the good life. Both are buried in the same dust. Both are eaten by the same maggots. Look, I know what you're thinking. I know the schemes you plot against me. You will tell me of rich and wicked people whose houses have vanished because of their sins. But ask those who have been around, and they will tell you the truth. Evil people are spared in times of calamity and are allowed to escape disaster. No one criticizes them openly or pays them back for what they have done. When they are carried to the grave, an honor guard keeps watch at their tomb. A great funeral procession goes to the cemetery. Many pay their respects as the body is laid to rest, and the earth gives sweet response. How can your empty cliches comfort me? All your explanations are lies. That'll cheer you up on a Monday. All right. Right? So uplifting, Job. You're so uplifting. I can't stop. Oh my gosh. All right. I need a sip of my stupid black coffee. "100 Days of Inspiration." Day 24. Let's hope there's some encouragement here. Inside and out. Yesterday we talked about Lot, who lost most of his family. Noah also lived in a culture of evil, filth, and violence. He didn't have one other person standing with him. His children had no righteous friends. Everyone around them was corrupt, but he saved his family. How did he do it? He built an ark. He built an anointed haven to protect his family from the storms of life. He built a rock of truth against the deceptions of society, and he built a little kingdom of heaven on earth. He built it according to God's specifications, not his own ideas. He secured it within and without with pitch. He made sure it was not only watertight on the outside, but also on the inside too. It is not enough to protect our children from the storms raging outside our home. We must watch that we don't have storms going on inside our home. In-house storms often do more damage than outside storms. May God anoint you with his wisdom and strength to seal your home inside and out. Nancy. Don't bring the bread. Recently, we went out to dinner with our parents and husbands. We ordered wonderful meals, steaks with sides of salad and asparagus for our husbands, while we looked forward to grilled salmon with creamed spinach. We were having a blast with funny dinner conversation when the waiter suddenly appeared with 3 baskets of dinner rolls. We'd forgotten to say, "Don't bring the bread." Pearl. There's a quote here. We hadn't missed bread until it sat in front of our noses, steaming white yeast rolls, begging to be buttered and wolfed down. Healthy hunger turned into desperate cravings. The temptation was too much. We fell like dominoes, starting with my husband, Charlie. Sam, Serene's husband, soon followed suit. I tried hard to hold out as our dad joined the men, buttering up some of that bread. But I have to admit, I couldn't make it. Even with a strong lecture from Serene, that girl never cheats. The Bible tells us to run away from temptation. God knows we are too weak when something tempting is dangled right before our eyes. Plan A is to opt out of temptation by asking the waiter to hold the bread or not to bring the dessert menu. Super special occasions don't apply. If the situation is complicated, dinner with coworkers or with husbands who are not inclined to give up dinner rolls, try Plan B. Throw a delicious snack into your zippy and carry it in your purse to the restaurant to nibble on while your food is being prepared. Serene and Pearl, can you imagine? Can you imagine being in Texas Roadhouse and they bring the rolls and you pull out a Bam muffin? I can't even. The waiter would be like, "Where'd that muffin come from? What? Where did the muffin come from?" Can you imagine though? Excuse me while I eat this meat stick before my meal gets here. My emergency tortilla. Pull that baby out and roll it up. You'd get some looks from the waiter. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just unusual. I have one of Auntie Pearl's muffins here in my purse. Let me just pull that out while you eat the buttered roll. A child of God. When I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as also I am known. That is one of the most complicated verses to understand in the whole Bible, if you ask me. Every time I read it, I'm so confused. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as I am also known. These verses warn me, comfort me, delight me, but they also intrigue me. KJ says, / confuse me. I am more in the dark than I realize, even as a Christian. By putting away my childish thoughts, I am humbled to see that I really am like a child. But the more I come to know, the more I realize I barely know anything at all. Hi. There we go, guys. That's our devotion for today. I'm getting texts. The dog must be up. Thank you for joining me this morning. For breakfast, I'm going to have French toast in a bowl. That is what is on my menu list this morning. I love French toast in a bowl. There is a pumpkin version, but I think I'm just going to make plain French toast in a bowl. If you haven't had it, you'll want to follow along. It's got eggs and baking blend and sweetener and almond milk, peanut butter and maple syrup, vanilla, salt. I think that's it. All right, you guys. I love you all. If I don't get to see you for breakfast, I hope to see you back tomorrow for more daily devotions. I'm not sure. I may have to let the dog out before I cook. But either way, I'll be live in a few minutes for our devotional. For our breakfast. And I have turned my mood around. Laughter does good for the soul, okay? So I will see you all very soon. All right, guys. Bye.